What's going on, everyone? So, the Lakers have this constant pattern all season of just lackluster performances, at least in the first half. They've been a lot better in the second halves, right? The third and fourth quarters, especially the fourth, they really have turned it on and picked it up. But their lack of energy, their lack of just effort at times is really frustrating. And you really saw that come to a head in the Orlando Magic game. And Orlando basically just ran through the Lakers. And that is a real problem, right? Their defense isn't quite where it's at. The offense is still struggling at times. And even with that, because again, you have bad shooting nights, you have bad games, you have bad moments, but there should never be a question about your effort. Should never be a question about, can you count on guys showing up or not? And look, the Lakers are without four key rotation guys. The Lakers are without, Taurean Prince, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and Jarred Vanderbilt, which that hurts. Any team that's missing four of, your 8 or 9 guys or key guys, it's going to be a struggle, especially when some of those guys are starters, right? And 3 of those 4 are 3 of your 5 best defensive players. But more than anything, the Lakers really miss Jarred Vanderbilt. Now, the obvious reason is his defense, right? We saw it last year. The Lakers went from middle of the pack defensively to immediately number 1 as soon as Jarred Vanderbilt came there because of how much ground he covers. Not only is he arguably the best defender in the league, on-ball defender, perimeter defender in the league, he just covers so much ground, right? Anthony Davis is incredible and one of the greatest defensive guys we have ever seen step on the basketball court, not just because he can block shots and occasionally defend out on the perimeter or whatever. No, it's his ability to cover essentially the entire court, right? I mean, he looks like he's at several places at once at times, and his ability to recover and just be that help side or blind side defense and just the ability to impact the game and just be a deterrent is huge. Well, Jarred Vanderbilt is the perimeter version of that, right? His ability to essentially defend 1 through 5. Now, obviously, you don't want him defending, center like Jokic regularly, but we've even seen him get switched on Jokic and at least make things difficult. But it's his ability to cover so much ground. Right, we've seen sequences where he's, on one side of the court, just teleports to the other side, and then Goku teleports back to the other side, and then he's in the middle blocking a shot, and you're just how is he look like he's 5 places at once, right? And it's just that impact is irreplaceable. There's very few, if any, that have that ability. And the numbers back it up. Everything backs it up. Jarred Vanderbilt is an absolute monster on the defensive side. So that is something that obviously the Lakers really desperately need. But beyond just the defensive side of things, Jarred Vanderbilt, you never question his hustle, his effort, his energy. And the Lakers are really lacking all of those things. That hustle, that effort, that energy. And a lot of times when you have a guy like a Jarred Vanderbilt who is always bringing that, it becomes contagious. And then all of a sudden everyone else starts buying into it. But when guys are, 1 or 2 guys are, sort of lackadaisical out there or just kind of, don't have this ball of energy to start a game, then you see it kind of plague the entire team. It's just like with shooting or anything else, right? You'll see a team and the entire team is hot. And it's how can this team not miss? And it's just, again, it's contagious, right? You see the ball go in for 2 guys and then all of a sudden the third guy hitting shot. It becomes contagious. Same thing with defensive effort, right? Defense becomes contagious. Energy becomes contagious. Right? These are professional athletes and players and stuff. They see Jarred Vanderbilt sacrificing his body, teleporting, like doing everything that he does. It makes you go like, okay, like let's go, let's lock it, right? Like it's just like anything else, right? If you see your boy, about to get into one, right? Are you just gonna leave him hanging and just let him take a whooping, or are you gonna, hey, no, that's my boy, like let me help him, like let me match that, right? Let me go. I'm not gonna let this dude go take on these 5 guys by himself. No, I'm gonna go and step up and we gonna do this thing, right? I'm trying to keep it a little PC so it doesn't get flagged, but you get my point, right? You get what I'm hitting at. Same thing, right? Jarred Vanderbilt's flying all over the place, playing this just effective defense. It makes everyone else go like, I can't just leave my boy handed. Like I gotta do this. Like you see in like the third and fourth quarters also, right? The Lakers have been greatly improved in that regard, but a lot of it is like somebody steps up in the third, right? Like LeBron will raise his energy level in that third quarter or that fourth, especially that fourth. And then that just kind of raises the water, right? Or D'Lo will have this string where he'll knock down 6 to 8 straight points, and it kind of raises the water, right? Because again, it's infectious. So the problem is that LeBron likes to kind of let everyone coast and allow everyone else to kind of eat and get theirs, and then he kind of just trickles in throughout and then conserves his energy and pushes for the fourth, right? So you don't have him kind of raising the waters, and then everybody else is just kind of there at times, where I just think Jarred Vanderbilt would fix a lot. And I might even, now that I'm like talking about it, like that LeBron video might need to be a thing of like, hey, LeBron, really, maybe picking it up in the first quarter. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to make a video kind of dedicating to that, because I could really dive into that. And also, if you made it to this point, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You guys are awesome. But it's just, I really do think that if the Lakers get Jarred Vanderbilt's not going to solve all of their issues, right? I don't want to make it sound like, if Jarred Vanderbilt is just like, he's it, like he's the bandage that fixes the wound, right? Or he's the stitches that seals the wound. No, it's not like that. But I do think that he will help and mask a lot. Because also with Jarred Vanderbilt, he masks so many flaws, particularly on the defensive side, right? When Jarred Vanderbilt's in the game, Austin Reeves doesn't have to be great defensively. D'Angelo Russell doesn't have to be great defensively. LeBron doesn't have to be great defensively. They just need to be serviceable, right? But right now what you're seeing is D'Lo's getting after it defensively. D'Lo's actually been very good defensively, but he's not like an elite defender. Austin Reeves has been just a open door defensively. He's been terrible defensively this year, right? So you have basically one guy that's been good, but he's not like great or elite. You got one guy who's been just essentially unplayable on the defensive side of things. Then you have LeBron James, who's picked it up defensively. He's been solid defensively, but not by like prime LeBron standards. He's just been kind of serviceable defensively. And then you have Anthony Davis, who's having to carry the workload. And then Cam Reddish has been fantastic defensively, but still, like, he doesn't cover the ground that Jarred Vanderbilt does, right? So he can't mask the flaws of D'Lo and Reeves and LeBron on the defense side. Jarred Vanderbilt can. We have a large sample size of that, right? I mean, this was even before D'Angelo Russell was this good defensively. The Lakers were the number one defense with that starting backcourt because of Jarred Vanderbilt, because he just masked so much. So Jarred Vanderbilt fixes a lot of the Lakers' problems right now. Doesn't fix everything, but I do think that he is desperately needed right now. I think, one, he would breathe a lot of life into the Lakers, 2, I think he, again, elevates the defense. And 3, I think he would become contagious to the rest of the guys to where they kind of elevate their game, right? And it also just takes pressure off of like Anthony Davis and the rest, right? So they can kind of play the roles that they're best at and trust that, okay, Jarred Vanderbilt's going to pick up the slack, right? That's a good thing to have when you know, like, all right, like, I can't put all my energy here because I need to sprinkle it out to these 5 things. Where now you could just kind of put, a tenth of what you were putting here and then put the other, 90% into here, which would be the offense, because Jarred Vanderbilt's basically going to cover you. It's like having a big old bodyguard backing you up. Yeah, you get a little more tough, right? It's kind of what it is. So anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you agree that, Jarred Vanderbilt really would fix a lot for the Lakers? Again, I want to make clear, I don't believe he fixes everything, but I do believe he fixes a lot. But anyway, again, however you feel, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. You guys are beautiful. Love you. See you in the next one.